relationship, just know that your relationship can definitely teach you a lot if you sit down, think about what happened, and look at those silver linings. I just want to let you know, like I said, there's a lot of things that happened, whether you were cheated on, whether the communication was horrible, whether there was some type of abuse going on, some type of codependency, some type of narcissism, some type of whatever it was. Just know that our relationships can teach us a lot about what's going on within ourselves. Sometimes we have to take a step back. Sometimes, yes, while it could be the other person cheated, or the other person did this or did the behaviors, whatever it was. But a lot of times we have to look at us and figure out what are we doing inside this relationship to cause these types of things to happen. I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. What I'm saying is that sometimes we can relax our boundaries that causes somebody to, of course, start running over us and start using us. Sometimes we can shut down and not want to communicate, which causes that person to consistently just go on and talk and tell us what they want to hear and tell us how they want this relationship to flow and to run. Instead of us standing our ground, saying the hard things, talking about the hard things, and speaking our truth inside the relationship. That's what I mean by sometimes it definitely can be us. Like I said, I know there's a lot of things that go on in relationships. I'm in a relationship. I've been in a marriage, divorce, other relationships, and all types of things. I know that at some point I had to start telling myself the truth about what I was doing inside this relationship to cause some of the issues that was going on. Yes, and that means I had to take responsibility of those things. It's not everybody's fault because this person did this to you or that person did that to you and this kind of thing. It's always, I always say it takes two to tango. Somewhere along the lines, I realized, like I said, actually, I'll use my last relationship. Somewhere along the lines, I realized that I was not communicating the best I could inside that relationship. And I had relaxed some of my boundaries that was going on in that relationship as well. Yes, the person, yes, while he had some, I don't know, other issues going on. I guess I put it that way because I have no idea what was going on. But I know there was insecurity. I know there was jealousy. I know there was, um, of course, anger, manipulation, control on some points as well. Some folks may call that narcissism, call it what you will. But I had to realize that there were some things that I was doing too. That I was not standing firm on my boundaries as much as I should have been. And I wasn't standing firm on the red flags that I saw inside the relationship instead of trying to fix it. Which, yes, I know most people are fixers, trying to fix this and fix that and see what y'all can work together. At some point, it was 7.5 years. At some point, I had to let that relationship go. I realized that, yes, while some people are, of course, you all can sit down, you all can plant seeds, you all can talk about the issues and all those types of things. But if you know that that person is not getting through their skull at all, and you know that you're not seeing any kind of changes from that relationship or changes from that person, rather, and you haven't seen any genuine changes, that person is not trying to fix themselves or get things together or work on their communication or work on their jealousy or work on their insecurity issues, then at some point, like I said, I had to let that go. I'm not telling you what to do. I told myself what to do. But in your own relationships, you have to figure out what's the best route for you and what's the best thing for you to do. Well, I do have clients that I talk about these kind of things to all the time as well. We share the, like I said, the stories and that kind of thing. And of course, I have to come in with my coaching advice and that kind of thing as well on their next steps on how to move forward and rebuild their life. But at some point, you have to tell yourself that you, and be honest with yourself, that you do have a problem within your relationship. And that problem could be you. Like I said, I know nobody wants to hear that. I didn't want to hear that coming from myself either years ago at all. I'm like, it's not my fault, it's somebody else's and this kind of thing. But at some point, I had to start taking responsibility for the stuff I wasn't doing. If your relationship is failing, there's something, I guess it could, I'm pretty sure it's half and half on them and half on you. You cannot take responsibility for their part. You can take responsibility and figure out what you need to do on your end. You can't control nobody else. While you all can talk about it, you all can plant seeds with each other, like I said, talk about the issues and that kind of thing. If that person wants to change, then they'll change. If not, they won't. You have to realize and figure out what you're going to do, whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. But just know, regardless as to whether you stay or go in that relationship, just know that there's always some lessons that you can learn that you can fix and work on for yourself. Whether that's communication, whether that's your loyalty, whether that's your trust, whether that's your ability to compromise in relationships. Whether that's your ability to listen and actually hear what that person is saying and being empathetic about it. Like I said, we have to, there are some, every relationship that you have, I don't care if it's romantic or not, every relationship teaches you something. You just have to open your eyes and be open to the possibility that it may be something that you're doing. Like I said, nobody wants to hear that. I didn't want to hear it at all, but I had to hear it in order for me to start changing things about myself, in order to have better, healthier, happier, more loving, more secure relationships. I was angry. I was bitter. I had traumas and dramas, all types of things that happened to me growing up, which I'm sure a lot of you all who listen to this video have had as well. Yes, while we can blame our parents or blame the uncle who molested us or blame the whoever for beating us or blame the person for raping us and all this kind of stuff, blame our dad for beating our mom. Yes, we can blame all those things and put all the responsibility on them in all those situations that occurred that caused us drama and trauma. But one thing I want to tell you is that once you get grown and once you're growing through life, it's no longer those person's fault. It's time for you to step up and to grow up and to start fixing those things, all those traumas and dramas that's causing you to have failing relationships. Those folks, whoever did the traumas and dramas, they're not going to fix it for you. You have to fix it for yourself. While they did all these things, it's on you to fix these things. Unfortunately, that's how life goes. I hated that I had to go back and, like I said, work on all these triggers and all this kind of things that was going on. I used to hear people, anybody arguing down the street, next door, anywhere. That triggers me like crazy, and sometimes it still does. My dad beat my mom almost every day since I was a kid, probably about let me see, about 2 or 3 years old, probably, until I left that house and was going into college. And he still beat her because she came up there one day with her eyes blackened. And every time like I said, I heard people arguing or a man outside hitting a woman or they're arguing outside and that kind of thing, it triggered me so bad. And yes, you can have PTSD from those things because I do too. But I had to learn how to work through those things and realize that everybody is not a bad person either. And everybody's not going to beat their wife or their girlfriend or that kind of thing. But like I said, I had to deal with myself on those issues. And yes, it affected my relationships as well. I was the kind of person, you touch me, I'm going to try to kill you. That's how that went. Or you say something wrong to me, I'm going to curse you out first and try to hit you with something. That's how that went back in my early 20s. Late teens and early 20s, actually. And like I said, all the things that we, of course, face, our traumas and our dramas growing up, whether you put it on yourself or not, growing up as a kid, everybody in your environment put those traumas and dramas on you. And shit you can do about that now. But work through your own issues, your own triggers, your own healing, and all those kind of things to have healthy relationships with folks as you move forward in life. That's all you can do. Yes, I know the rape hurt. I was molested as a child too. I know that hurt. And yes, that affected relationships and sex and all that kind of thing in the beginning. But I had to work my way through those things and learn what my boundaries were again and stand on those boundaries, what I was going to do and what I was not going to do in any kind of relationship. Dealing with my partner and dealing with other folks, family, friends, and those kind of things too. And yes, you lose people as you stand firm on your boundaries. Just know that. I did too. But if there's no reason why you can't gain other folks back, you don't have to have all the folks that you grew up with and all this kind of stuff going on. A support system can be anything that you want to create. But at some point, like I said, you have to realize that all the things that you've been through, yes, while it's traumatic and all those types of things, you don't have to take it out on the next person. They didn't do that to you. You have to start telling that truth to yourself. And when those relationships that you're in bring up a trigger or bring up something that, of course, makes you defensive and all that kind of stuff, that's teaching you a lesson right there. You got to find out what is actually teaching you. That's what I had to start doing to myself and all the relationships I was in. Because yes, I was angry, I was defensive, I was bitter, resentful, all those types of things. I had all the same kind of feelings. I'm sure you have as well. But I had to start working through those things. Yes, while that person said something that I didn't like, that's fine and dandy. Okay, yeah, that's fine. A lot of folks are going to say a whole lot of stuff you don't like. I'm pretty sure about that. But you have to figure out what is about what they're saying that you don't like and why is it affecting you the way that it's affecting you. In all relationships, like I said, it'll bring up those triggers. Those are the things that's teaching you a lesson and telling you something is off with you. And something is off that you need to try and navigate and heal from. That's what all relationships teach you. In some type of way. And if you're neglecting to, of course, not even want to face those things, or somebody keep telling me I'm doing this and I'm wrong and this kind of thing, just like for instance for me, yes, I talk a lot. I put it that way. And of course, growing up and still sometimes today, I can somebody can tell me something, I'm flying off at the handle. You should do this and this is going on, that's going on, blah blah, all this kind of stuff. And at times, of course, I was saying stuff and not thinking about what I was saying before I was saying, and it was hurting folks' feelings. While it may have been very, very true what I was saying, I had to realize that I don't have to say what I need to say and to hurt people's feelings and turn them off of me. I guess I put it that way. That was one thing that a lot of folks kept telling me back when I was through my teens and 20s. You hurt my feelings. Why are you saying? Why did you just say that to me? And regardless as to whether it was true or not, I had to check myself about those things. Why am I just flying off the handle? Not flying off the handle like that, but I mean, why am I just telling folks these things in a way that's not coming from love, that's just coming from my own head without me thinking first? Like I said, I had to work on those things. There wasn't anything they needed to do. Yes, some folks are sensitive and that kind of thing, I understand. But if more folks than just one is telling you this, that something's going on with you that you need to change and that they're sick and tired of, then you have to look at yourself. They ain't gonna look at you for you. They can't do your work. You have to do your own work. And relationships can definitely teach us that. In the call, I don't know what is going on. Okay, but like I said, they cannot help you work through your work at all. And the work meaning that healing from the triggers that you have in the relationships and the people that you're talking to. I don't care if they're your parents. I don't care if it's your partner. I don't care if it's your sisters, brothers. I don't care if it's your friends, whoever it is. They all teach you something about life and something about yourself that you probably need to look at, especially if folks are saying it across the board. So with that, y'all, I know I got to get to work this morning. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If anyone, of course, needs any assistance trying to figure out what is going on and why they keep going to the same Tom, Dick, and Harry, but they keep having the same kind of situations occurring. Multiple times they've been cheated on. Multiple times they've been abused. Multiple times they've had all these issues going on. And they're still bitter, resentful, and all these kind of things. I am here to, of course, help as a relationship coach. I'm a social worker, been a social worker over 25 years, and I'm a certified life coach. If you need that help, let your girl know. There's going to be a link in the description. You can click that link. It's going to take you to how you can work with me one-on-one. I do have some openings at this present time because I don't want to keep seeing folks keep getting hurt in these relationships, and folks that's bitter, angry, haven't even tried to figure out how to heal yet, constantly messing up and creating craziness inside the relationships that they're going into. At some point, like I said, we have to get smarter about what we're doing, y'all. You can't just keep jumping from relationship to relationship and haven't even fixed anything with yourself first. Work on you. Yes, while it may be them, by their narcissistic or whatever hell word you want to give them. Cheaters, whatever. Like I said, whatever word you want to give them. Yes, while those things happen, we still learn something from those interactions. And we still have to work on ourselves through those interactions and work on our healing and our triggers through those interactions as well. So we're not taking it out on the next people that we actually meet and try to get a relationship with, or the next person. Whatever you don't heal is going to continue until you do. You're going to keep being triggered. You're going to keep having the messed up relationships. You're going to keep having craziness going on in your relationships until you work on the things that's going on with inside of you. So with that, y'all, like I said, our relationships can definitely teach us a lot. All those lessons, all those triggers, they're all lessons. All those times you get defensive, all the times you want to just walk out and be done with this relationship, that's teaching you something. There's a lesson there that you need to learn and work through. So with that, y'all, again, I'm Tonetta Clay, your social worker and your coach. Like I said, if you want to work with me through some of these issues that you cannot seem to get through, click the link in the description of this video. And like I said, find out how you can work with me one-on-one and fill out the form, and I'll get back with you. So with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Take care of y'all. Have a great day. And like I said, if this video touches you in some kind of way, definitely make sure that you put in the comments what is one takeaway that you want to, I guess, what is one thing you want to take away from this video? One thing that I said that, of course, hit a light bulb up here. I definitely want to know. Let me know in the comments so we can chat and talk and that kind of thing too. And if you think this video will help somebody else, please share this video out on your Facebook, on your Instagram, wherever you want to share it out at. It's fine with me. So I'll talk to y'all later. See y'all in the next video. Peace out.